Hey guys, are you ready to see some of the most unique and original wins that MMA pros have ever produced? Well, get ready, because some of these have only been done once. How these fighters come up with these moves is beyond me, but hey, they look at all those crazy movies and play the insane video games just like us, and sometimes they try some of the moves they see and they land them. Please give this video a like, it really satisfies the like-loving slut that is the algorithm. Let's get started. Just this past weekend, we saw the first ever win from a liver kick from the bottom.
Right in the liver, shut her off.
Heel to the liver. Look at that, perfectly placed. Wow. That's just
Irene Aldana and Macy Chiasson had a back and forth, tough fight, with both having time on top position, but in the third round is when Aldana was able to land this incredible heel kick. Up kick knockouts to the face are already rare, but that's what most people go for since they can be pretty damaging. But this is just as quick and maybe easier, since most guys use their bodies to come in while hiding their face. Nilfel Wota was supposed to be fighting Simon Keane a week ago, but the fight ended before it even got started. Wota quickly took a knee as soon as the fight started, and Keane and the referee were so surprised that they didn't really know what to do. Keane even landed a shot while the guy was on his knee, but eventually the referee stepped in and stopped the fight, giving the victory to Keane. Apparently, Wota said that the boxing commission refused to cover any injuries or grave consequences from the fight, and he didn't want to take the risk without the insurance. I think that's a great reason to quit so early. Derek Lewis was on the receiving end of one of the weirdest and quickest, hard to see knockouts when he faced off against Matt Mitrione. When people saw this, they thought that Mitrione got the knockout using his forearm, in what would be a very rare way to win a fight. If you look at it at full speed, it certainly does look that way, but it was a quick, sneaky punch that Lewis ended up walking into and just never saw it. This was the first time Lewis had ever been knocked out in his career. Spinning knockouts are pretty great. Most times the fighters never even see them coming. This one is weird because both fighters went for the spinning knockout.
So far, both of them look really good.
Martin Bravo was going for the spinning elbow, and I don't even know if Steve Peterson saw it, but he went for the spinning back fist at the same time, and only Peterson landed his shot. It was a brutal shot with Bravo completely going limp and almost got folded up like a lawn chair. The referee came in like a bull and sent Peterson flying into the cage. That must have hurt quite a bit too. Jordan Levitt has been known recently for his twerking celebrations, but against Matt Wyman, he delivered a brutal slam knockout.
To his corner.
oh wow.
Damn, I know he wanted to pull guard, but maybe it was time for Wyman to let go, especially after Levitt transitioned his left forearm right to his face. You knew something weird was coming up, and a slam knockout is pretty rare. Of course, Levitt celebrated with some of his unique celebrations, doing a split in the middle of the octagon. Doing a footlock submission is not rare, but doing one after playing Ring Around the Rosie with your opponent is pretty rare. This poor guy didn't even know what was going to happen. He just thought he was being embarrassed on national television by getting... But he was just being set up, so he dropped his guard, allowing the lock to be placed. I don't know if you know what a buggy choke is, but apparently it's when Ibrahim Ashkabov wraps himself like a pretzel around Georgi Sukiev. This is apparently a custom body triangle, and let me tell you, I have never seen anything like this in my life. It looks like a tough way to win, since you're kind of open to getting hit a couple of ways, like with the knees that Sukiev tried to use. But also, if the opponent is strong enough, he could lift you off the ground and slam you, but it worked to perfection right here. Getting a punch knockout from the bottom position while the opponent is in full mount is pretty tough, but if you flop around like a fish, you might just get lucky. This is more of a Hail Mary shot. Alaptudin Gadshiev is about to get pounded into the ground, so he just starts swinging, hoping that a miracle happens. And well, God was in the arena that night and decided to smite his opponent for some reason. This is another one of those times that maybe you should let go of the hold you have. We have seen a ton of jumpy knee knockouts, but not a ton of knees while being held by a single leg takedown attempt. Ives Edwards just held Edson Berto's head right in the perfect position, placing it like a kid holds a balloon right before blasting it with a kick. Have you ever seen a German suplex knockout? Well, I hadn't seen it until this fight.
Not here. He's so strong. Oh, and again, he's dead.
Rustam Khabilov is the guy delivering the brutal knockout of Vince Pichel. I always thought that the German suplex was just a move to get a takedown on your opponent, like we saw Hamza Chimaev kind of do to Kevin Holland. But if you do it just right, you might just knock out your opponent. Jonathan Ivey is a fighter with a 32-57 record, not very good, but he had a fight against the legend Travis Fulton, and Ivey decided to pull an old fake heart attack move. Ivey was able to use this to great success, getting the jump on a kind of shocked and concerned Fulton, but the craziness just started. Ivey seems like he was going to get the win. He was laying some great ground and pound, but he suddenly stopped and tapped out. Apparently it was because he admired Fulton. He even had a tattoo of him on his leg, and he just didn't want to beat his idol. I think that the move we as kids do the most against our friends and our brothers is the full Nelson. And let me tell you, I never thought that this could get you a win in MMA. Apparently, if you're strong enough, you can actually make your opponent tap out. I thought I was putting some real strength on my brother when I did it as a kid, but he just kinda laughed it off. This was the fight between the winner Ed Carpenter and Matt Harmon. Early on in the UFC, you had one of the rarest moves.
Way more powerful than Paul Herrera.
And quickly Herrera shoots the leg.
And Herrera's a very...
Paul Herrera rushed in and took a shot at a single leg, but Gary Goodrich quietly and perfectly moved around and ended up getting Herrera into a crucifix. And well, from there, it's just easy elbow pickings. You are left completely defenseless in this position, but it's hard to get here, and that's why it's rarely seen. Uriah Hall delivered a victory over Gegard Mousasi with a beautiful combination.
How long it takes for...
We see a ton of jumping kick knockouts, but a spinning back kick to the face is pretty rare, especially since these kicks, like this one, are meant to go to the body. Mousasi actually moved right into the path of the kick, and then to follow up with a flying knee is just crazy. Eddie Bravo is the guy who popularized the twister, and the first person to do it in the UFC was the Korean Zombie, and it's usually done by grabbing one leg. Askar Askarov did it while in a full body triangle. It was crazy how his opponent basically turned right into it, and Askarov just waited patiently, knowing that his body triangle was fully locked in, and there was no spinning around in that position. Hey guys, let me know in the comments which one did you guys like the most. I'm really a sucker for any punch or kick thrown from weird angles. They're just so unexpected and satisfying. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you next time.